Hey y'all, it's Katie. Welcome back to From My Vanity and welcome to a little reminiscing video. We are going to be looking back at my 2017 Best of Beauties, my favorites from the entire year. We're going to take a look back at it and see, are they still favorites? Did I forget about them, or did I totally change my mind and I now hate them? Or, you know, maybe not that strong, but I just don't like them as much. They aren't a year roundup. They aren't a favorite like they were last year. I got the idea to do this from Samantha March. I think she's done it 2 or 3 years, and she does them throughout the year, but she always likes to go back every now and then and just kind of talk about the products and let you know if she's still loving them. And she does it for her end of the year favorites as well. So I did it last year. I did a favorites video last year, which we're going to be looking back on. But then I also did a video looking back on my 2016 beauty favorites, and I shared with you then what products I still love, what products you know, I had fallen out of love with basically. So I'll leave both of those videos linked down below. But for this video, we're specifically just talking about the products that I picked as my best of beauty for 2017. So when I went back to look at and rewatched my video, I honestly didn't remember what I had even picked, but I didn't pick too much, probably because I only started my channel in the middle of the year and I was pregnant I was pregnant 9 months out of the year in 2017, so I was pretty sick and kind of out of it for a lot of it. So I didn't have a very wide range of products, new products that I had tried, or just products that I was trying. I wasn't doing my makeup every day like I am this year. So this year's yearly favorites, 2018's yearly favorites, is I'm working on it right now. It's a doozy. It's going to be a long one, or it's just going to be hard for me to try to whittle it down to like my ultimate favorites. But anyway, all that to say, I didn't have too many, so let's just go ahead and start at the top where I did last year and talk about it. Alright, so the first product I mentioned was the Stila Cosmetics Glitter and Glows Liquid Eyeshadows. These glitter liquid eyeshadows, last year I had these 3 shades right here. If you're curious, I have Kitten Karma, Diamond Dust, and Smoky Storm. But now I also have 3 more that I added. I got a couple of their more colorful shades because these are all, you know, like just variations of bronze, pinky, gold, that kind of, or silver, that kind of thing. So I want to get some of their more colorful ones, and I have Sunset Cove, Sea Siren, and Into the Blue here. So this is now my Stila Glitter and Glows collection, and I'm still as much in love with it as I ever was last year. You guys, if you've been watching me, have seen it many times, and I have been trying a ton of dupes for these Stila Glitter and Glows, and I'm not even saying that the brand is putting them out as dupes, but because of the success Stila had with their glitter and glows this past year, 2018, so many brands have been coming out with their own version trying to give you something similar. So I've been testing out a lot of them. I am going to be doing a roundup video talking about all the type of liquid glitter, or at least they claim to be liquid glitter products that are out on the market today that I've tried, and we're going to talk about if any of them come close to these babies, because these are just so amazing. I love using them. I'm always popping them on my lid if I just want a little more pizzazz. They're very easy to apply. I love that they have a liquid base but still give you so much glitter impact. It is so pretty. This is the this is Smoky Storm, but just so much impact. And in person, there's just so much glitter there. It's very opaque, which is hard to find as I've been trying other brands and whatnot. It's hard to find that mix. Usually they can have a lot of glitter, but there's like no color to it. It can be patchy. You can get a lot of glitter fallout. I use a glitter glue when I use this. That's just kind of what I always do when it comes to glitters, because I do have oily eyelids. But when I do use a glitter glue with these, I get maybe 2 pieces falling out on my face throughout the day, which isn't bad. So anyway, all that to say, yes, I'm still a super big fan of the Stila Glitter and Glows, and they are definitely still a favorite for 2018 because I've been using them so much this past year. So next up, keeping in line with the glitters, I also mentioned the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Liners as a favorite last year, and I have not added any more to my collection. I have 6 here. I think I have 2 or 3 back there that I just didn't pick up and bring, but yes, they are still such a favorite. I have it in my crease today, and it was funny watching the video. I mentioned them as a favorite and saying how much I love to put it in my crease just to add a little pop, a little glitter, and I've still been doing that throughout all of 2018. As you guys have seen, if you have been subscribed to my channel for this past year, usually if I just want to add a little something, like if I love the look but I just want to add a little bit more pizzazz for the video, I throw one of these glitter liners in my crease and I feel like it looks so pretty. The one that I have on right now is in Pyro because These are about the range of shades I have. I have a nice silver and I have a lot of pinks and purples and a blue, but I don't have a gold, which is what I was wanting with this look. But I really do love Pyro, and I would say if you wanted to get one, get Pyro, because it is one that no matter what color you're wearing on your eyes, Pyro is going to match and it's going to look good, and it kind of just takes the form of whatever you are putting it on top of, because it is more of like that white reflectiveness with the glitter, not so much color. And you honestly won't really be able to see much. It's right there. And it looks clear with just like, I don't know, purple and green and pink glitter chunks in there, but when you put it on your eyes, it takes on the color of whatever's underneath it and kind of accentuates it. So I feel like, no, I didn't put, gold glitter in my, crease to accent, but it almost looks like it does, because it's taking the color underneath it, just accentuating it, making it look so much prettier, and then adding a lot of glitter and sparkle to it. So yeah, I was a huge fan of these in 2017, and I'm still a huge fan of them in 2018. Really, really, really love adding that glitter liner to my crease. It's just a fun little step that I love to take. So another favorite from 2017 was the Butter London Glazen eyeglasses. And this is kind of heartbreaking, because I used to own, I can't remember how many was in that video. I want to say 3. I purchased 3, and then I was sent 2. I mentioned that in the video. Now I'm remembering. So I purchased 3, and then I was sent 2. And through a declutter series, I got rid of everything but 3 of them, actually. I had kept 2 that I purchased and 1 of the ones that was sent to me, and I got rid of the other ones. And then a couple months ago, why did I go back? I mentioned in a video, was I talking about favorites, or I think I was talking about products that don't get enough love. I'll go find the video and I'll link it up here and in the description box. But I wanted to mention these in that video, and so I grabbed my other one. I think it was called Glazed or Spark. It was something like that. That was my favorite one, because it had so much intense color, so much intense shine, that you put it on your lid and it was amazingly reflective, so gorgeous. If I have an Instagram tutorial using it, I'll go ahead and link that down below if you want to see a demo of it, because I don't have it anymore, and as you would have seen if you watched that previous video when I pulled it out, I must have screwed the cap on wrong and it was all dried out, and I was so heartbroken, and I have not purchased another one. These 2 that I have, I've owned this one for I think going on 2 years, and this one for about a year. Both of them are totally fine. They're still very wet, but they're just not my favorite. I don't think I've really used these at all this past year. But in saying that, I still really do love what I remember of the Spark shade. So I would say, even though I haven't used it in over a year, I still really do like the Spark shade, or Spark or Glaze. I think it might have been called Glaze. I'll leave my review of it down below, but I can't really call it a favorite of mine still in 2018, since I don't think I used it once at all this past year. So next I mentioned the Bare Minerals BarePro Performance Wear Foundation. I believe I got this in the fall of last year, and I absolutely love the coverage that it gave me, and I remember wearing it a ton. And I think even in that video I said, I know I haven't worn this or owned this a lot, but I really love wearing it. And I hate to say this, but I have not worn it since 2017. I don't know what it is all throughout this year. It was sitting in the back of my foundation collection, so maybe that's why I kept overlooking it, but I didn't wear it at all, which is really kind of disappointing to see that, like a favorite foundation that I named my favorite from last year, I didn't pull for at all. Now, with saying that, I have tried a ton of new foundations in 2018, so keep that in mind, but this is one that I just overlooked, so I did pull it out today and put it on. I put my makeup on at 9 this morning. It is now 2 o'clock, and I checked my face before sitting down, and it looks so good. I can maybe start to tell the beginnings of breaking down, maybe just a little bit in like this area where I was wearing sunglasses earlier today, and then on the tip of my nose I tend to swipe it, so I can see a little bit of foundation gone at the tip of my nose, and then right around here where my glasses touch and rub and stuff like that. But besides that, my face looks great in my opinion. So even though I haven't worn this at all this year, wearing it now, I still remember all the reasons that I named this my favorite of 2017, and I'm kind of mad at myself that I didn't pull for this sooner to try out. I would have been curious to try it out through the summer to see if I could have used it, but I know I liked it through the fall and winter. We're now in the winter season, so I really do need to pick this up. I hope to bring it into my Shop My Stash for January, February or something and get some more good use out of it, because it is really nice. It's very easy to blend. It gives you a nice medium coverage with just one layer. It blends in very nice. I use a sponge this morning, and I think I used to use brush just fine before. It doesn't feel too cakey on the skin, and it looks so nice. So it's still a favorite, and I still really do like it, even though I haven't worn it enough this past year, but I will definitely be rectifying that mistake in 2019. So another product that I named a favorite from the year, but I actually didn't mention the description box. I must have just overlooked it, but it was the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. This is beautiful, stunning, and over all the concealers I have in my collection, this is my favorite. It has such such nice coverage. It wears so well throughout the day, and depending on the setting powder that I use, if I use a good one, there is no creasing throughout the day, no settling into lines, and I find that amazing. And yeah, it is my favorite high-end concealer. Next, I named the number 7 bronzer in Golden Sands as a favorite for the year of 2017, and I can totally see why. I know a lot of people really love the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, which I really do too, but there's something about this that made me name this over the Butter Bronzer, but I feel like the two of them are pretty much take one or the other. I think it's really beautiful. It blends so nicely, and I'm pretty sure I picked it up and shot my stash at some point throughout this year. I know I took it on vacation once with me, so this is definitely a product I have reached back for over the year 2018, and yeah, I still really do love it, and I still can totally call it a favorite of mine, so it's a good one. So what I did use for the contour of my face was the Smashbox Step by Step Contour Palette. I used today, specifically, I just used this contour shade to kind of chisel out right in here, but I named this as a favorite for 2017, and it is still a favorite from this past year. Nearly every time that I went on vacation this past year, which I went on a lot, I visited both my in-laws and my family several times this past year. This was the palette I took because it is so compact. It is fantastic for travel. I never had a problem with any of the shades breaking, as you can see. It's very secure. The powders aren't too soft, so it's very nice for travel. So there's a little food for thought if you've ever been curious to try this and you travel a lot. I definitely think it's worth the money because this was definitely my go-to when it came to packing and needing a setting powder, a contour, and a bronzer. It was all in one, gorgeous, and yeah, I still do love it. Now I know this really doesn't have much to do with the whole looking back at 2017, but I did want to mention the Smashbox Cali Contour Palette. If you were curious to get this, I would say go and try to see if you can still get this. I think this might be limited edition, so maybe it's not available anymore, but I just recently reviewed it in a monthly makeup review series, and the reason I mention it here is because the setting powder, contour, and bronzer in this palette is the same as it is in here. I even swatched them, right before this video to make sure because they look pretty darn similar. I swatched them, they look identical, so I would say that if you were wanting to get this, check this out, see if it's on sale, that'd be even better. But I just find this so nice for travel. As I said, this is, good for travel. This is a bit bigger, obviously, but blush is really nice, and I like that it comes with 2 really nice highlights. They're more of a natural highlight, but if you ever wet your brush, wet your face, or just pile it on a couple layers, you'll get it to be a really blinding highlight. So yeah, not part of the video, but I did want to plug this in real quick if you were wanting to get this and you want something pretty. The formula in here, the colors in here are the same as in here, so maybe check and see if the Cali Contour Palette is still available. If it's on sale, if it is, I definitely say go get this because it looks prettier. Next, I named the Lorac Illuminating Highlighter in Daylight as one of my favorites from 2017, and it is still a gorgeous, gorgeous highlight. I have pulled this many times this past year to use. I have brought this on trips with me because, once again, it's a really nice compact product, and I haven't had any problems with it shattering while in transit. It's what's on my highlight today, and I feel like it is just so pretty. It is so easy to get a very intense highlight, but if you just go in very carefully with a brush, kind of knock it off, you can get a very natural highlight as well. So I love when the products are like that. They can be super natural because, as you guys know, I'm not always into a blinding highlight, especially if I'm not recording a video and I'm not, trying out or testing out a new highlight. Sometimes I go without a highlight altogether. I'm just not into them. I prefer a very natural highlight, but I do appreciate how it looks on camera. Anyway, all that to say, I love when a product can go on very easy and be very light and natural, and then just kind of go on, put a little bit more pressure on your brush, and you can really build it up and give a blinding, beautiful highlight like today. So it is beautiful. So last year was the year I discovered the NYX Matte Liquid Liner, and I was raving about it so much in that video, and it's so funny because I still love this. Out of all the liquid liners that I own, this is still the top dog, my holy grail, the favorite of mine that I've tried this year and previous years. It's just amazing. I love it so much. I can't imagine another product coming along and taking the spot of this, especially considering how affordable it is. It's like $6, $7, so it's a love. So next up, I named Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance as one of my favorite palettes from last year, which I find kind of is a little funny because I feel like I have gone so far from the colors in this palette. I used to, if you look at my videos from last year, I used to stick to the more neutrals, reds, and just softer colors when I was doing my eyes and stuff. But 2018 was the year of discovering color for me, so when I look at this palette, I'm just slightly bored, except for this. I do love this orange color. I still love this orange color. So yeah, it's just, my preferences have definitely changed. I have used this a handful of times this past year. It's still a really fantastic palette. So quality wise, I do think it's still fantastic, a gorgeous palette, but my preferences just have changed so much that I wouldn't call this a favorite from 2017. And you know, I don't see myself getting too much use out of it in 2019. So food for thought, something to think about. But yeah, it was a beautiful palette in 2017. I did enjoy using it. You can get really easy looks. It's really easy to blend, very nicely pigmented and all that jazz. But yeah, I wouldn't call it a favorite of mine from the past year. So what I have on my eyes today is the ColourPop Yes Please palette. I don't know why they have that on the front. I really don't prefer it because AF is just not in my vocabulary, but I still love this palette. I used it, as I said, on my eyes today, and I haven't used it too much this past year. I've used it a handful of times here and there, so it's definitely not one I can be like, I will use it so much in 2018. Of course, I still love it. So that's a little sad to me because I picked it back up, used it today, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like, why don't I use this more? It's so pretty. I just have so many palettes that I try. It's really hard for me to be able to get the opportunity to go back and try palettes. But anyway, still love this palette. This was kind of like the first really true beautiful yellow in my collection, and it's kind of what made me fall in love with yellow shadows. This is still a terrible shade. It is so soft. Like, I feel like if I pressed too hard, the whole thing would just crumble out. It is so softly pressed in there, but doing it very carefully works beautiful as an inner corner highlight. So yeah, this is still a favorite. I love it, and I hope in 2019 I can pull for it more. We are nearing the end. The next product that I named as a favorite from 2017 were the Dose of Colors liquid lipsticks. I think when I did that video, I just had, let's see, what is it? Mondays and Stone, I want to say. Those were the two I had. And I have gone on to purchase Campfire, Desert Suede, Los Angeles, and also I have, what was it called? Fire to Me? Oh, I forget the name. I'll put it here. I gave it to my little sister when she was here because she loved the color as well. And I have a backup somewhere. I just need to go find it. I just haven't gotten around to it. So I have 6 technically from Dose of Colors, and I still really do love their formula. And whenever they are on sale at Ulta, I always go over there and see if there's any new colors that I really want to add, because I think the colors or the formula is just so comfortable to wear. It's drying. It's what's on my lips today. I put on Campfire. It's just so comfortable to wear. It dries down. They don't transfer. They're not a formula where you can like eat a hamburger and then they still stick around. They're a lipstick that I put on, and then 2, 3, 4 hours later I realized, like, oh my goodness, like I have lipstick on. I totally forgot. Like, they're just so comfortable, so light on my lips, and they were a favorite from 2017. I still use and love them. I've added to my collection. So I feel like that tells you, yes, they are still a favorite in 2018. And very last up is the Lancome Matte Juicy Shakers. This is another one I feel a little sad about because I kind of just forgot about them. And I wouldn't even say forgot about them because there was a couple times throughout the year I was like, man, I need to pull out those Matte Juicy Shakers because I really like them. I need to add them to my Shop My Stash so I can use them, and I would just forget. And I feel like that's really sad. So anyway, last night when I was preparing for this, I was like, I need to pull these out and at least get a refresher. So I wore this morning, and let's see, I put this on at 9 o'clock when I put the rest of my face on, or my makeup on, and then we had lunch at 12, and then I got back in the car, and I'll go ahead and take a picture here. I had a hamburger. I guess it wasn't even a burger, but I had a chicken maple bacon gorgeousness of a sandwich. As I said, up until the time that I started eating lunch around 12, my lipstick looked perfect from 9 to 12, and I feel like that's pretty darn good for a lipstick that isn't a matte, like non-transferring bulletproof lipstick like what I have on now. This looks like a lipstick. It feels like a regular lipstick, but it wears so beautifully. So yeah, I've only worn this once in the past year that I can remember, but I still really do like it. I can't call it a favorite, kind of like with, you know, the foundation. I haven't thought to, you know, I haven't been able to reach back and grab it, so I don't feel kind of weird saying, yes, this was the favorite of 2018 as well, but I still really do love it, and bringing it back, I can totally understand why I named it a favorite, and I hope in 2019 I can remember to pull for them more because it's a gorgeous formula. But anyway, all that to say, I really do love these. I still enjoy them, and I can totally see why I named them as a favorite last year. Alright, so the sky is overcast now. I feel like when I started it was sunshine and gorgeousness, and now there's just dark clouds outside. So good thing we're at the end of this. I hope you guys enjoyed looking back at my Best of Beauty from 2017 and seeing which products were still favorites, which products I forgot about, and which ones just weren't weren't a favorite anymore. Let me know if there were any products that I loved in 2017 that was also a favorite of yours, or that your opinions and your preferences changed as well as mine did over the year, or over this past year. I'd love to hear if we have any similarities there, or if any products stood out to you. Let me know that too down below. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I cannot wait to see what 2019 brings me. I hope 2018 was a good year for you guys. It was an interesting year for me. I'm not gonna say it was a good year, because there were certainly a lot of downs with the ups, but it was a year with my family. It was a year I spent on this earth, blessed with another child, blessed with my 2 kids and my husband, and I am blessed with a healthy body, so I'm very blessed. And 2018, while it had its challenges, was still a very good year for me. But I can't wait to see what 2019 will bring. A lot of changes are coming for my family in 2019, and because of that, a lot of changes will be coming to my channel in 2019. So I hope you guys are okay with just sticking around for the ride and seeing what happens in 2019. But anyway, with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you very soon in another video. Bye guys.